What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Boozer here. Thanks for stopping by. Happy Sunday, by the way. Usually Sundays we don't get that much news drop from Plarium, but today we did get a little bit of news that I want to share with you guys today. Quick note, I just released a giveaway video and there was a little bit of confusion because in the video I did state to use this hashtag in the comment section if you wanted to be entered into the draw, F2PBTW, but in the description I changed this to FTPBTW. So I want it to be clear that I want you guys to use the version with the number 2 on it. I did adjust the description just so you guys are clear, just so the rules are clear and everyone knows exactly what to do. Feel free to edit your comments to fix this hashtag so you guys can be entered into the draw. But anyways, let's jump into what Plarium had to say about the news. Again, this is what we want, F2PBTW. So make sure you guys change the comments. So let's jump into the news today. All right, guys. So Plarium dropped this on us today, basically saying on Monday, November 18th, so that's tomorrow, we're planning to launch a extra legendary event from Sacred Shards. So Sacred Shards, obviously, the mercy on them is really tough. They only give a very small amount of percentage when you enter mercy. So you see here it's only 2% chance, and it's after the 12th Sacred Shard that you did not summon a legendary. So it's really hard to get any kind of advantage on the Sacred Shards. And they're offering a extra legendary event. I definitely recommend going for this event if you have extra Sacred Shards, which I have a general sentiment that most endgame players are kind of sitting on a larger bank of Sacred Shards, since they were probably anticipating maybe guaranteed events, maybe Deck of Fate events that included summoning requirements. So it's possible that you guys might have extra Sacred Shards and you guys want to dive into this, but definitely if you're at Mercy, then this event seems a little bit better. Currently, like on this account, I'm staying on 44, my other account's staying on 55. So I'm definitely having a kind of surplus on Sacred Shards. So yeah, there's going to be an extra legendary event. So if you pull one, you get another one. It's going to be, you don't get charged silver for the extra one or whatever. It's not 100% clear here how long this event lasts. So make sure you guys pay attention to the info and what event is actually active. There's going to be a couple events happening at the same time as the 1+1 basically extra sacred summoning event. And on Tuesday, the first event, it looks like 1 day duration on each event. On the first event on November 19th, there will be a 15x progressive boost. This is during CVC, by the way, so make sure you guys plan your resources accordingly. It is personal rewards CVC, so I guess people probably will be pulling during these events. If you guys want some extra points, of course. You were looking at day 1. We got Freya again, Ragash, Helikath, Archmage, Pinthroy. And then for the Voids, which is kind of interesting, we got Sifi and Tuhanarok. This is on day 1. Day 2 is going to be Stultus, Lysandra, Ancora, Herndig, and then Insenza and Yumiko, very nice Void champions, but of course they're not part of the extra Sacred Shard event. These are be progressive events. Voids won't be available, of course, so only from Sacred Shard, so make sure you guys pay attention to that. Just going through the champions here real quick, we got Freya, Fate Weaver. Obviously a lot of hype for this champion for a long time. She's actually a really good champion. I'm actually seeing her show up a little bit more in arena teams. Obviously her passive is really good at keeping somebody alive, and her A1 here, when it activates whenever shield is broken, is actually really nice. When she gets a turn and she manages to place the shield, if she can constantly attack with the A1, basically built for damage, she actually deals quite a bit of extra damage from the counterattacks while your team is being protected. So generally she would be fast, place the shields, and then she can basically slam everyone dead with the A1. So that's kind of one way that I've seen her being used recently. After that, we have Ragash here. Ragash from the Skinwalkers. Sorry, I clicked Lizardman Skinwalkers here. Yeah, still a good champion. He has defense-based aura, so he can buff himself. Passive that's really annoying with the Perfect Veil. Team buff, strengthen, increased speed. And then he has an AoE 3-turn stun with decreased defense. Actually, a really good 3-turn stun. Coming in with decreased defense as well. Self-buffing A1 with the increased defense. Very decent, very good actually, defense-based damage dealer. Of course, he doesn't have like ignore defense or any kind of ignore ability, so it makes him a little bit you know, less powerful, but he's still a solid champion. Moving on to the demon spawn. Next, we have Helikath. So Helikath here, actually, I mean, Helikath's a really good champion, right? If you got him during the fusion, he's probably carried your clan boss teams, of course. He's a good champion in arena. I do use him in some siege teams where it's like defense-based siege teams. Very annoying. He self buffs with the increased defense. Where is it? Increased defense here, and then of course his block, his shield and block damage. His A1 weaken's actually pretty strong as well. So you build him up for damage. When your team takes damage against the block damage shield, then he's gonna come in with the A1 counterattack. Actually can hit quite good, especially with the weaken comes along with it too. And of course he can do some other stuff like, you know, Iron Twins teams and all that stuff. So just a really solid champion as well. Lastly, we have Archbishop Pinthroy from the Sacred Order here. Let's see where he is. There he is. His big thing is that he's a decent support champion, but his big thing is that he brings the AoE block buffs. So usually people use him as a replacement for like Ugo or something in like a force heavy rotation. You can bring Pinthroy, just a little bit more consistent than Ugo. He also brings increased defense and shield on a 4-turn cooldown, so a little bit of extra protection as well. Some other buffs here with the increased accuracy. So pretty good champion overall. I don't know if I would go crazy for this guy, but not a bad champion if you have him on your roster. On my account, he is actually the only champion on my account that actually I don't have from this day one in terms of the non-void, so maybe I would go for him. But I think the best champion here, if you were to pick, is probably Freya or Helikath. Ragosh is obviously very good, but he seems kind of replaceable. But Freya seems still pretty good, and if you don't have her especially. Helikath similarly seems very good as well if you don't have them. In terms of like doubles, you probably just want to pick the faction that you want, the faction guardian in, right? So whether that be Barbarian, a Skinwalker, Demon Spawn, or Sacred Order, then you just take the double there. For me personally, I mean, I would probably take Ragosh for a double to fill out my Skinwalkers. I wouldn't mind like a second Freya to fill out my Barbarians. And I'll probably pass like Helikath for the Demon Spawn since I've already maxed out there. But keep in mind that 15x events for specific champions only gives you about 7% chance to pull that specific champion. So it's a bit of a long shot anyways. So don't get your hopes too high for that. In terms of the Void champions, we have Undead Hordes. We have Sifi, the Lost Bride, one of the best, support champions in the game that's non-mythical. A1, Irresistible Sleep, 3 buffs on a 4-turn cooldown, increased speed and turn meter, and then a single target revive that's really strong. And then her super strong passive with Rhodos, the Lost Bride. Lost Groom, haha. Incredible base speed, great base champion, great base stats all around, just good champion overall. She would probably be my Void pick if I was going for Voids. After that, it's going to be to Hanorok from the Barbarian faction. Very good champion here, especially for Hydra. Brings increased defense, increased speed. Also brings the decreased attack and block buffs. She's more of a manual champion because you have to kind of manually place the A2, but she's very good for that. Got A1 decreased speed as well. A great passive here that kind of helps against Torment and all that stuff. But just a generally good champion, great base stats as well. So good champion to have on your account. So yeah, that's day one. That's day one. Day two, in terms of the 15x event going on, we got Stultus. Stultus coming in here from the Sacred Order or Bannerlords. Sorry, Bannerlords. Get those guys mixed up. But Stultus, where is Stultus? Oh, there he is. A little bit blind, but Stultus here. I mean, another very good defense-based damage dealer. I think he's probably maybe a little bit better than Ragosh. A little bit better. Certainly for PvE, Stultus has, he's basically like, the GOAT in Hard Dragon Dungeon, just from his passive. So whenever he gets poisoned, decreased defense, or weakened, it reflects back on the caster. So when the dragon poisons him, it automatically shoots back to the dragon, and Stultus by himself can basically kill the dragon with some builds. He's a very good champion. I mean, double AoE, he self-buffs, he got stun as well, double hit A1. Great base stats for a defense-based damage dealer. Very well worth using. After that, we have Lysandra. Interesting choice, but the speed metas here in Live Arena and all that stuff. So Lysandra probably sees some more play. Also, big speed aura here in all battles. It can be used for siege, so siege teams can definitely use her as well. Still a lot of turn meter manipulation. She can definitely even use this to great effect in live arena. So decent champion. Same base speed as Arbiter, good base stats overall. After that we have White Queen Ancora. So Ancora here. You know, the second half to the Narcisse Ancora combo, she's good by herself, to be honest. I use her by herself quite often in live arena. It's got the speed in all battles, which is very important. You can single target. Revive, which is super good because it resets all the abilities and you get pretty high turn meter. But yeah, it's a really good single target revive. Got the cleanse here with the shield. And then the A1, this is actually can be game changing. You got a 50% chance to basically reduce the cooldown by 2 turns. So you can get back to your nukes right away, right? So it's a really strong ability, great base speed, good base stats, good champion overall. Lastly, for the non-voids, we're looking at Herndig. Herndig, I mean, it is the Dark Fae rotation, so Herndig's going to be pretty good for Dark Fae. He does bring the TM, where is it? The TM drop here, fully depletes target's turn meter. Against Dark Fae, it's going to be really strong. He does, you know, obviously have extra hit mechanics on kill, brings AoE decreased defense as well. Good champion overall. He doesn't hit super hard because his base attack's not super high. Like if this was 1509, like you could see him be maybe used a little bit more. His single target actually hits pretty hard. His AoE doesn't hit as hard, but his single target hits pretty hard. Definitely a very good champion. I used him a lot when I fused him back in the day. All right, so on to the Void champions. We have Insenza up for grabs. I do have her and I recently just geared her out and I started using her in Hydra. She is actually awesome. Her A1 brings in the ally attack. Of course, this is, you know, this was softened up quite a bit in the last mechanic update for Hydra, but it's still really strong. It's still an AoE decreased attack, so it makes her really useful with like provoke and hex sets for Hydra. She brings this poison cloud, increased speed, continuous heal. It's actually really good at baiting the mischief head into attacking her, whatever target you want, because now the mischief head will attack a target with poison cloud, and then they will weak hit and then won't steal anything. So it's actually really good for that. 3-turn cooldown, and then she has a 3-turn cooldown, AoE decreased defense, weaken, and will ignore block debuffs. Very strong support champion, great base speed as well. Lastly, for the boys, on day 2, we got the one and only Yumiko, who survives everything, remains untouched, is the special avatar for the Supreme VIP Club. Obviously, Plarium is taking care of the Fox Lady here. Yumiko coming in with the reset and lockout ability, this hex ability that is like special for her. Great base stats overall. Yeah, she's just really good. I wish I had her. Day 2 voids look awesome in Senza and Yumiko, but no event going on. Is strictly a whale progressive event for those voids. For me, I'm definitely going to gun probably for the Sacred Shard event. Just checking in on my Mercy on both accounts. On my main account, what are we looking at here? On RSL Helper, checking our Mercy, we're at 10 since our last legendary, which means after 2 pulls, we'll be starting to get some boosted rates on our 6% chance of getting a legendary. So I think I'm probably going to pull on this account. I have 44 sacreds on this account, so hopefully I get it within 10. 2 legendaries within 10 would be a decent deal, I think. On my second account, my alt account here, I'm at 3, but we're sitting with a little bit more sacred shards. This one I'm sitting at 55 sacred shards, so I think I'm going to pull on this one as well. And yeah, we'll see what happens. Hopefully we get something cool. I'm not sure which day I would probably pull on. I'm thinking about pulling on day 1, so maybe I can get a second Freya would be nice. However, Stultus would be pretty nice as well, especially on a second one. I would, basically use on my main account, and a first one on my alt account would be pretty good too. Actually, I might just pull on day 2. I don't really need a second Freya, so I think maybe I'll pull for Stultus on day 2. That's kind of what I'm thinking, just for hard dragon, make it a little bit faster, but we will see. Anyways, guys, let me know in the comments below what you guys are planning to do. Like I said, guys, it's during CVC. If you guys don't know your Mercy, if you guys don't have a lot of shards, this is basically, you know, like a bait event. So don't really fall into it if you guys don't need to. Save those sacred shards for any kind of upcoming fusion or guaranteed champions so you guys can guarantee some value. If you guys only have a handful, you guys are, you know, not in Mercy, it might be best just to hold on to it instead of trying to get lucky. Just my general advice. Anyways, guys, hopefully you guys have a great rest of your Sunday. We'll see each other again tomorrow. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys in the next video.